Yo, what's up, guys? This is During After Fun here. Today we're going to be reacting to Simps and cartoons from Tommy NSG. I actually just watched some of these videos before making this reaction video, so I want to know, what he's about. It seems pretty funny when explaining stuff. And I saw on the thumbnail it was Morty, Mordecai, and Timmy. Morty, Mordecai and Timmy I get, but I don't really think Morty's actually like a simp because he actually gets girls sometimes.
Time I can remember, since cartoons were incepted into reality, there were always simp characters portrayed all of the time in them. I don't know what it was, but they were just like always a thing in cartoons for some reason. Even in older cartoons too. I mean, look at someone like Johnny Bravo. This man was always so down bad for some coochie. But I mean, I can't really blame him when cartoon characters back then were looking like this. Shit, I would be down bad as hell too. I think we can calculate the uprising of these simp characters to how niggas used to act back in the day though. I mean, did you see what they did back in the day for some damn coochie? Going to wars which killed millions over that shit, rescuing girls trapped in castles booby trapped, putting jackets over puddles just so their shoes don't get wet, singing love songs to their windows.
Okay, yeah, I never understood that. Putting a jacket over a puddle so they don't step in it. If you don't keep that jacket on and tell them to walk around it, you still got time to make it to your destination.
Just to get their attention, being a respectful human being? I mean, come on, you're just asking for too much at that point. So in this video, I want to go over some of the biggest simps in cartoons nowadays, and why I fucking hated them. Well, I didn't hate all of them, to be honest, but it's just something about these cartoon characters and their shamelessness to get coochie that made me mad. And no, we're not talking about anime here, obviously. If that was the case, then Sanji would pretty much just solo this whole list with no difficulty. This nigga nearly died over some damn fish coochie. So first, we're gonna start with Mordecai. And how could I not? I mean, come on. There is quite literally a video with
Okay,
three.
I've seen only a little bit of regular show, but I knew damn well Mordecai was a simp. He was always trying to get with Margaret. And then I think I remember he actually hooked up with a cloud person, and I think he actually left her to go fall in love with Margaret again.
6 million views on YouTube about Mordecai simping. Regular show was so goated, but Mordecai just pissed me off all the fucking time. There's no way he should have acted the way he did over some damn bird coochie. The worst thing I remember is when he killed his best friend over Margaret. If you don't remember, yes, this literally happened. He killed Rigby over Margaret in one episode, who didn't even like him at that time, by the way. In fact, she barely knew of his existence. If he didn't show up to her job every single day ordering the damn same coffee, she would forget him faster than my dad forgot me. Like a nigga, just get a Keurig. But the worst part is after the fact though. He literally met fucking Clock Jesus, who told him to admit he's jealous or he's gonna be stuck in the clock abyss forever. He wouldn't even budge until the Clock Jesus showed him a flashback of himself being a dickhead. Then he realized he was a fucking loser. I mean, Rigby was being an elf friend though. He literally asked out Margaret
Yeah,
just to make
that.
Mordecai jealous. But nigga, that doesn't mean you kill your friend. That's some fucked up psychotic ass thinking. And don't get me started on how dirty he did CJ in the show. This is a man who broke up with his girlfriend at his friend's wedding for Margaret again, who he never even ended up being with at the end of the show. I pray no girl's coochie ever makes me act up like this. I don't even care if it's my future wife. You will not catch me lacking like this. The crazy thing is too, growing up and watching this, I never realized how fucked up of a character he actually was until now. I always thought things like this. Aw, poor Mordecai, man. He's so in love. He really deserved her, man. The length he goes for her is
Yeah, I say he was like the equivalent of Jerry from Rick and Morty. Like he just does nothing but outlandish shit, and sometimes you would feel pity for him. But then there's the part where, bro, he deserves it. Like, he just sucks.
amazing. Like, I really need to go back to my younger self and just shake his head and, like, throw him around the room a little bit more. I don't know, maybe I didn't get beat enough to think different or something. Anyways, the next person I want to talk about is Candace from Phineas and Ferb. Now, the difference between Candace and Mordecai is short, but
Actually, I found nothing wrong with Candace, other than just she's none but snitch. And what actually pissed me off about Phineas and Ferb is how quickly, uh, like, the most convenient way they got rid of the machine the second the parents showed up. Like each time Candace actually brought mom just to see the boys and what they're doing, it's immediately gone, and they're still sitting on that tree. Like no questions asked.
Simple. Mordecai was actually cool and funny at times, and Candace was just a bitch. No teen girl should be that obsessed with getting their brothers in trouble. It makes sense too, because that bitch clearly had no friends. She only had one friend, and they had to show her every time she was on screen just to prove it. And the other times where she was not being a bitch, she was just simping over Jeremy. Like, I should have knew she had problems when she was simping over a nigga named Jeremy. And unlike Mordecai, Candace was 10 times more creepier. Let me remind you of some things she did real quick. She slept next to a portrait of him every night, took pictures of him at his job without his permission, got a job across where he worked just to see him every day, and kept a counter just to track every interaction they ever had. If that's not psychotic, then I don't know what is. And this is what the limited time she gets when she's not trying to snitch on Phineas and Ferb. Because that was her whole objective, really, to
I'm
snitch
pretty
on—
sure there was like one whole episode where she wasn't even gonna be bothering with Phineas and Ferb. Like she was just having her own time. She was just watching TV while they were doing something.
Phineas and Ferb, and that's what she did for hours. So with the limited time she did have not doing that, it was spent on spying on Jeremy, who she somehow ended up being with at the end of the story. Like, I don't know how.
Oh, wow.
I mean, I'm not surprised considering the nigga's name is Jeremy. He was destined for failure. He's probably stupid as shit. You could also say the same thing about Isabella from the show, except she was actually cool. She and her whole group would always be sliding for Phineas and Ferb in the game. So in my book, she's pretty valid. Next, I want to talk about Timmy Turner. Trixie Tang had some type of spell over—
Oh yeah. I remember when he like wished everyone in the world was gone, but only he and Trixie like stay on the planet. And then he immediately regretted it because Trixie's crazy for attention.
Timmy to act the way he did. This man Timmy literally had fairy godparents. So essentially he could wish for any bitch he wanted to, truthfully. I mean, it can't be written in the rules book that he can't wish for bitches, right? Yet he still chased over Trixie, who not only did not like him, but on multiple occasions made fun of him and his efforts for getting her. Then there was that time he was so down bad that he just wished for her to actually like him. Shortly after, he realized how much of a mistake that was though. She started obsessing over his ass so hard and being that obsessive type of girlfriend, so he ended the rule and dumped her ass. But he still ended up chasing her again after the fact. It really made no sense to me how that was even possible. In general, Timmy did live a pretty shitty life though, so I can't really blame him. His parents pretty much left him at home every day with an abusive babysitter. By the way, the Chip Skylark Vicky diss track still slaps to this day. His friends were fake as shit, and he got bullied at school every day by somebody that looked like this. I'm just surprised this man Timmy didn't turn into the villain with the powers he had.
Why wasn't Timmy like some like Invader Zim? Instead of been trying to like take over the world. Yeah, fairy godparents. And you were doing it for your own fun and games.
The type of powers he had, you would see me start annihilating niggas like I'm Homelander or something. Still, his simpish behavior did piss me off though, just because of how preventable it was. He really could have wished for a goggle of bitches, but decided not to do it because of Trixie. He clearly didn't deserve the powers he got. Next, we got Morty from Rick and Morty. This one is definitely not talked about as much as it should be, and I really don't know why. I want to name a couple of things that Morty has done just so you can know why I put him in this category. He created a serum for a girl to love him, but ended up making the whole—
Oh yeah, I remember that. Like, Rick gave him like a special potion or something to get with Jessica, even though she was dating someone. I'm pretty sure um, when she was like under the potion shit, she was like she had her butt tooted up and said have sex in the gym. She would she was absolutely crazy.
planet love him and he had to destroy that universe. Let Rick die in a bunch of army troops just in hopes it would lead him to dying with Jessica. Helping a random girl who shot and stole Rick's car. And much more, all for just some coochie that he never got. Jessica just had some type of hold on Morty that could travel universes. Because in reality, Rick could easily hook up Morty with some girls. I mean, Morty did fuck a sex doll from an alien planet. But no, this man will not take any other girl over Jessica. Another girl who barely even knows he exists. And look, I get he's going through puberty and all, but I think most kids that went through puberty didn't slay an entire universe for a single girl. Anyways, the next one we got is Greg Heffler.
Welcome to Fontaine, the first region in Genshin Impact where you can actually dive on
he was simping for a girl in Rogic Rules. Like, he was trying to fall in love. I don't know, I don't remember her name, but she was like a chick that he liked. And I don't think they dated, but they became friends. Like, her, Riley, and Greg became friends.
I mean, not from a cartoon, he's actually from a show. Greg Heffley breaks through every reality and will still be talked about here, I don't care. If I don't inform the masses about this information, it might cause like a global crisis or something. I think Greg Heffley's one of the worst cases of we didn't find him weird until we grew up. Because back when I was watching these movies as a kid, I never really realized how much of an asshole Greg Heffley really was.
Oh, yeah,
This is a man who broke his friend's arm, did
He was an asshole in the first movie.
apologize for it, and then saw that girls were like signing his cast. So he tended to break his arm just to get the same type of recognition. And don't forget when he lied and said he knew how to play tennis to Holly just to get folded on the court. Same thing too when he pretended to know how to dive, then got folded in the pool. Greg Heffley's just an L at everything in life. He was so selfish and selfless, and I really don't know why I didn't understand that when actually watching this as a kid.
Yeah, he was the same character who would try to make Riley cool, but he was not cool himself. If anything, he was like one of the biggest losers in school.
There will never be a time where I don't want to punch Manny in the face. Have you seen what Manny looks like in the 3D show? Who the fuck approved this design?
Oh,
We're gonna
no.
move on, and the next one we got is Dipper Pines. Honestly, Dipper's an idiot for even thinking he
Oh yeah, Dipper I can understand. Like, he was simping over a girl like older than him. Like, I don't know how old Wendy was. Like, I say 16, and Dipper's like 12. I, or like, or I think he's 13 now because of the finale.
a chance with Wendy. I'm pretty sure he was like 12 years old, and she was like 15 to 16 years old. A high schooler dating a middle schooler is just and will always be completely fucked. He's definitely less simpish than the other ones though, and I feel like he's just more stuck in the friend zone, in which he never escaped. But that somehow counts and is even sadder, to be honest. I mean, he did try to get a job where she worked just to be closer with her. She also had an on and off thing already with this emo Sasuke looking dude named Robbie. Dipper definitely dodged a bullet though, because any girl that's with a guy looking like this cannot be right in their mind. Anyways, next we got Gumball from the Amazing World of Gumball.
Gumball. I think Gumball was a simp for like early episodes, but then like he actually got with Penny. But although he did still simp for her, like just to impress her.
The thing is with Gumballs, he's kinda at the perfect age for simping. Yo, at least he's not someone like Mordecai who's a grown-ass man doing shit like that. But hey, he still does deserve a spot up here. I think the worst case though was when he was daydreaming looking at her while she was talking about how her pet died and that she was holding a funeral for it. Or that time where he daydreamed an entire scenario that was just completely wrong. Or that time he threw an entire fireworks show for her just for her to not be impressed. Top tier simpish behavior if you ask me. Last we got Bling Bling Boy from Johnny Test. Susan Test would
I don't remember a lot about Johnny Test, but I remember him. He was a freak. He wanted to get both sisters, which I don't even remember their names.
not budge a single look at Bling Bling Boy. This man would offer to buy her the entire company of Amazon if he could, and she would still say no. I have a feeling though that it may be because his name is Eugene. No one wants to be caught with a nigga named Eugene. I also don't understand why he was beefing with Johnny because that's literally her little brother. You can't be simping for a girl and trying to murder her little brother at the same time. Also, the offers of money to Susan Test is probably the most futile shit I've ever seen in my life. She has an entire fucking lab under her house and has machines that even the military doesn't have. Yet he still tries to win her over with loads of money. The thing I do like about Bling Bling Boy is the absolute impeccable ass drip he holds. This man is always iced the fuck out, and I think we humbly accept him into the hood. And with that being said, I'm gonna bring the conclusion to this video. So I actually think simping is okay to a certain extent, but most of the time it starts off lightly, then goes batshit crazy. It could start off with a compliment, and then end up with you wiring her $5,000 a month. And there's one weird thing about all of these simp characters in these cartoons. A lot of these characters actually end up with the character that they're simping over for though. And I feel like that portrays portrayal leads niggas to thinking that they can have the same shit. Spending thousands of dollars every day to these girls while they get their back blown out at night. You just gotta know how to level your simping and shit, okay? But out of all these characters, please do not be a Mordecai. Out of all of them, please don't be a Mordecai, I'm begging you. I could do a part 2 in the future, so comment down some people I forgot. Also, turn on notifications for this channel. I live stream here as well at night. Or just subscribe to the second channel where I post live stream content. Either way, I don't care. Follow my TikTok and my Instagram. As always, I love you guys consensually. And until next time, I'm out.
Oh, that was a fun video. I react to Weirdest Fandom for a childhood show tomorrow. Well, if you like reacting videos like these, please like, comment, and subscribe.